A supervolcano doesn't build a mountain. When it erupts, the ground collapses in on itself, swallowing an area the size of a small country. Here's what actually makes a volcano super. Most volcanoes you picture, Fuji, Vesuvius, Mount St Helens, are stratovolcanoes, tall, cone-shaped mountains built up over time by repeated eruptions. A supervolcano works completely differently, and the difference isn't really about height, it's about what's stored underground. Beneath a supervolcano sits an enormous magma chamber, sometimes large enough to hold thousands of cubic kilometers of molten and partly molten rock. Instead of releasing pressure regularly through frequent smaller eruptions the way a normal volcano does, a supervolcano's chamber can stay sealed for hundreds of thousands of years, slowly filling and building pressure the entire time. When that pressure finally exceeds what the crust above can contain, the eruption doesn't just send lava down a slope. It ejects such a staggering volume of magma, ash, and gas, officially defined as more than 1,000 cubic kilometers of material, that the ground above the emptied chamber loses its support entirely and collapses downward all at once. That collapse forms a caldera, a vast crater-like depression that can stretch tens of kilometers across, which is why supervolcanoes tend to look like enormous sunken basins rather than towering peaks. Scientists rank eruption size using the Volcanic Explosivity Index, and a supervolcano eruption qualifies as VEI 8, the maximum rating on the scale, thousands of times more powerful than the 1980 Mount St Helens eruption. Known supervolcanoes include Yellowstone in the United States, Lake Toba in Indonesia, site of what may be the largest eruption in the last 2 million years, and Taupo in New Zealand. These eruptions are rare on human timescales, typically tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of years apart, but their effects reach far beyond the eruption site itself, injecting enough ash and sulfur into the atmosphere to measurably cool the entire planet's climate for years afterward. A supervolcano isn't simply a bigger version of a normal volcano. It's a fundamentally different kind of event, one built on a magma reservoir so vast that when it finally lets go, the ground itself has nowhere to go but down. If you want to understand how the world's landscapes were really made, subscribe for more landform explainer videos.